Hi friends, it's Carolina from alwaysexpectmore.com. You can find me on Instagram as craftmore, and today we're doing block 13, which is the Twirling Tulips block. Are you ready? Let's get started. Starting with my beautiful Cozumel blue from Art Gallery Fabrics, I'm going to cut a 4 3/16 inch piece, and 3/16 is between the 1/8 and 1/4. And I need one nice big square from this. So I'm gonna cut and then subcut into 4 3/16 inch. 4, and then between the 1/8 and 1/4 inch line on this ruler. There we go. Keep one, scrap one. And then from this, I need 4 2 3/8 inch pieces. So 2 3/8. So that's between the 1/4 and the 1/2. And I need 4 of them, so I'm going to cut a second piece. There we go. Now I have my 4 2 3/8 inch pieces, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my pistachio cream. We always start by cutting our largest piece first, and so it's going to be our 4 3/16 inch piece, and our 3/16 is between the 1/8 and the 1/4 mark. We need one of these. Four 3/16. And we just need one, so I'm actually going to just snag the other one, and from this cut the 1 2 5/8 inch piece that I need. So 2 4/8 is a 1/2, 5/8 is 1 more eighth. Two 5/8. So I need 2 of the 2 3/8 inch squares. I'm going to need to do some subcutting on these. My middle pistachio creme square is actually going to get set aside. That's going to become the center of our block. And then the large squares are getting cut into quarters on the diagonal, and the small squares are getting cut in half on the diagonal. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I have all my pieces cut for the Twirling Tulips quilt block. The Twirling Tulips quilt block has a lot going on. We're going to start by taking the center square and just putting it aside for now. Then we've got our large triangles. We're going to set aside the large green triangles for now as well. And we're going to set aside 4 of these small blue triangles. So we're left with 4 large blue, 4 small blue, and 4 small green. And these small blue and small green are going to get stitched together like this, with the green on this side and the blue on this side. And then we're going to add a blue to the bottom, and that's how we're going to make these tulip squares. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And I have my leader ender squares that I'm using. These are squares that I cut from scraps, and I've got squares and half square triangles and quarter square triangles that are all going to finish up at the same size, and I cut these with my Gemini, just out of my scrap fabric. And this will keep my thread from getting sucked into the machine between cuts, because those thread ends like to get sucked into the machine the first couple stitches, and by having leader enders on there, that stops that from happening. So these can all get pressed towards the blue. Now I'm going to lay this out the way I need it for my tulip blocks, like this. So each of these is going to get stitched to each of these, and if I've done it right, the triangle should be just about the same size. And they are just about perfect. So that's always good. Now all of these are going to get pressed towards that pretty blue again. And I can trim away all these dog ears. Okay, now we can lay out the quilt block. Okay, we have the 4 tulips around the center block, and then we have our setting triangles. Now, we've done this once before when we've put together a block that wasn't in rows that were horizontal and vertical. These rows are diagonal. So this is row 1, and it's already pieced together because it's one piece. This is row 2, which means that this piece and this piece are getting attached. Row 3 is all of these pieces. Row 4 is all of these pieces, and this is row 5. Again, already put together. So we really just have to piece together these 3 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now I have all my rows pieced, and I need to press my rows. So I always like to press towards the solid piece away from any piecing, which means pressing these ones this way. And if you'll notice, this row is exactly the same as this row down here, so I can just swap places. It's the fun of having a symmetrical block. Okay. And now this one, I'm pressing these towards the middle. And then this one out. we go. So now I need to clip off my dog ears before I stitch my rows together. Now the block's all stitched, and all I have to do is press everything in the whichever direction it needs to go. So I'm going to press everything out. You can press them all in one direction, or you can press them all out, whichever seems to make the most sense to you, whichever way your iron wants to go today. Now all I have to do is clip off my dog ears, and my Twirling Tulips block is complete. And that's how easy it is to make the Twirling Tulips block. Try to say that 3 times fast. Remember, you can find me on Instagram as Craftmore. Make sure that you tag me and hashtag Quilty5K if you make any of these blocks. Also, you can go to my website. The link is right here, and there you will find instructions for the 6-inch, 12-inch, and 18-inch versions of all of the blocks that we have, both written and all of the YouTube videos are uploaded there. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get all of the Quilty and Crafty updates. And if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. I do reply to the comments. I love getting comments here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.